Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to give a product review between the two different Chromebooks. I've been using my Apple MacBook Air 11 for a number of years, and it works great. I love the keyboard. The screen is perfect in terms of size, but not perfect in terms of resolution. So I was looking for something that would be the same overall basic size and lightweight that I can carry around, and then would also have a very high resolution. I looked at two different devices. I looked at the Samsung Chromebook Pro, and it has a 4:3 ratio screen, but the keyboard on it was scrunched because it's a more square form factor, and I guess they didn't want to make the thing another ½ an inch wider or whatever. The keyboard on that one for me was completely unusable. Great screen, phenomenal screen. My problem is that now, over the last 10 years, as we've gone from 4:3 ratios to now 16:9, I'm used to seeing content in 16:9. And if I'm looking at YouTube and videos and things like that done in high resolution, then it's going to be in 16:9, which means that, you know, even if I have a bigger screen that's 4:3, the inset that is 16:9 can actually be smaller. And so for me, I shipped the Samsung Chromebook Pro back, and I got my money back, and I ordered the ASUS Flip 2, which is a 16:9 screen. They say that the screen is not as bright, and it isn't, but it's still sufficient brightness in most cases. It is clearly about 20% not as bright as the Samsung, but for me it's sufficiently bright. I don't have any problems with it. The keyboard on the ASUS Flip 2 is unbelievable. It is every bit as good as the keyboard on the MacBook Air, and I don't know if key travel is exactly the same or not, but it feels very much like that. It's a great experience. Battery level's amazing. It runs Android apps. The only thing it doesn't run, and you know, somebody who may know this can, you know, put a comment in the area below. It doesn't run the Android version of Microsoft Office. So it doesn't run Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Now Microsoft, I don't know if this was your doing. What the hell are you thinking? I mean, you know, I run it on every Android tablet I have. I run it on every phone I have. I run it on every desktop I have. You know, what are you thinking? Why can't I run it on the Chromebook? You know, what is the issue that Microsoft has about supporting the Android version of Office on Chromebooks? You know, it didn't work on the Samsung, and it doesn't work on the ASUS. And maybe it's the support for Chrome OS that for some reason, but it works in a browser. I mean, I can use the Chrome browser and go to my web version of the apps, and I can use it. And maybe that's what Microsoft wants. Maybe they want you to use that. But there's some additional functionality that I don't get by using the web version that I would get using the Android version. And but you know, that's a minor thing. Overall, I use it for you know, emails and posting online and watching videos and content and things like that. So for me, it doesn't matter. Battery, you know, lasts a long time. I've run it as much as 6 or 8 hours in a variety of different conditions, and it's worked great. So I have no problem. So the ASUS Flip 2 Chromebook, for me, way better than the Samsung Chromebook Pro. I'm starting to see some of the ads on TV for the Chromebook Pro. They're really pushing it ahead of the holidays. And I was an early adopter. I had the Samsung Chromebooks when they first came out. We bought them for each of our kids. But they lasted about a week, and the kids outgrew them because they needed their laptops to do a lot more than what Chrome OS could support. And I've really been pleasantly surprised that Chrome OS has come a long way. I used the Chromebook almost exclusively for the better part of a week, and I tell you, there wasn't but one or two things that I had to do. I needed to sign something in a PDF file, and my signatures are in other versions of the desktop apps of Acrobat, and so I couldn't use it for that. And I could probably configure something a different way or use some other app for it. But you know, rather than doing that, I went to my PC. But there was very little that I couldn't do on the Chromebook. I really was very pleased. But if you have a choice between the Samsung Chromebook Pro and the ASUS Flip 2, at least for my money, they were almost exactly the same price. I think the ASUS was actually a little cheaper. I found it on special for like $449, and I loved it. It's been a great one, and I use it every day. And this, you know, has been my go-to device for a while now, just because I can use my I can use my Apple Pencil, you know, and I carry the pencil around, and you know, I've enjoyed my iPad Pro, but you know, this thing is huge and it is heavy. You know, come on, Apple, give me a break. You know, I mean, I have a large Samsung tablet that weighs a fraction of what that weighs. Why is it so heavy? I don't know. So, still, the iPad ecosystem, or the Apple ecosystem, I'm a huge fan. I'm wearing my Apple Watch Series 3, and I have other videos that talks about why I use the Apple ecosystem. But for me, I think that a 2-pound solution with a great keyboard and a phenomenal screen is a hard to beat combination. You know, I think it's 1920 by 1024 or 1080. Yeah, 1080p. So it's a 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9. You know, you're gonna love it. So if you have one and you love it, let me know. Say something in comments, and let me know what your thoughts are. If you think I'm wrong about the Samsung, let me know. Or if you have some thoughts, provide them there. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you stopping by.